What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Lazy Sunday Out of the Basement live stream. I'm Nate, all by myself today. Let me make some adjustments here. All right. How is it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. No Justin today. He traveled out of town for a wedding. And is traveling back today. So he will not be with us this week or next week. Let me know if you can hear my other camera echoing right now. Just let me know real quick. Trying some different things today on the stream, so might have to do a little bit of troubleshooting. But thanks for everyone joining so far. We got 61 people in here. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you are new. If you're just joining us today, we are going to be building a model kit live here on the stream. This is the Bandai General Grievous model kit. We're going to be building this. It's going to be a lot of fun when so instead of Nate Ross today, it's Nate the Builder, as you can see in the ridiculous thumbnail. Okay, looks and sounds good. No echo. Okay, awesome. Wonderful. We also might be joined by Landspeeder Luke at some point during the stream as well. Glitchy already. Oh no. Yeah, my internet connection's gonna brick big time. So get ready for that. Get ready for that. But let's go ahead and I'm going to say what's up to everyone who's joined us so far. We've got 80s Kid from the 90s, Wayne Duckett, Master Razzie, Big John 91. We also have Jonah here, and thank you, Jonah. I did see your comment. I just forgot to respond to you. But yeah, I will be very careful. I've built quite a few model kits in my day as well. Not only Star Wars, but also Gundam. So I'm pretty confident in my abilities to at least get the build, but I do appreciate the heads up here. And I also won't be applying the stickers. I am not a fan of stickers or decals when it comes to model kits. I would rather just paint those details myself. So I'm not even going to worry about those decals or the stickers. But thank you. Appreciate it. SKM4, how's it going? We also got Not Obi-Wan in here. And David Edge, thanks for tuning in. Glad to hear from you, buddy. I was getting worried for a second. It's been a while. I know Tom was asking about you too, so nice to hear from you. Gerardo, how's it going? Thank you. We also got Connor Eagle stopping in for just a little bit. And Fig Fury in here as well, along with Darth Educator Dan. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you? Also have Paul Morales in here. Commander Cook coming in with a $9.99 super chat saying favorite kind of monkey, orangutan, chimpanzee, etc. Also seismic charge that like button. That's tough. I've never really thought about monkey rankings, if I'm going to be completely honest, but I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you. 007, how's it going? Should have figured. Hey Tom, how's it going? We also have Jonathan Anderson in here as well, along with Ivan. How's it going? We got Lucy in here. Justin's driving, but he just wanted to say, "Sup, guys?" Nice. Yeah, be safe. Be safe. They're driving back from Wisconsin, and I guess it's snowing. So be careful on those roads. Greg, how's it going, buddy? Also got Dill in here as well. William Owens, nice to see you. Zoo Boy, just caught up on last week's stream, so today is a lot of OOTB for me. Nice. Well, thanks for checking out the VOD. We always appreciate the VOD watchers. Soup Dragon, good evening to you. We also have Mr. Coffee in here. And Ally, something like that. Sorry. Force is strong with this one. What's up? We also have Action Display in here. So you finally decided to do it. Can't wait to see the finished figure. This is the way. Thank you, Action. Yeah, I am ready to build this. Ready to build this model kit. Oh, nice. What's up, Robo? Watch that Grievous neck. Tricky. That's what I've been hearing. The neck and the head fins. I've honestly, this model kit has intimidated me a little bit, if I'm going to be completely honest, because I've had this for quite some time. I bought this a while ago. I want to say at least 2 years ago. And I've just been afraid to build it because some of the parts do look really small, really fragile. And so it's a little bit intimidating, but we're going to do it today because it won the vote. I had the community vote on which model kit I was going to build on this stream. The choices were Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, General Grievous, the Clone Trooper, and R2 and the BB-8 2-pack. Those are 4 Bandai model kits I've just been sitting on for the longest time. And of course, Grievous won in a landslide victory, 58% of the vote. Return of the Jedi Vader got 14, Clone Trooper got 20, and R2 and BB-8 got 8. So, yeah, it was an absolute landslide victory for this General Grievous, which, not surprising. I know a lot of people are interested in this figure, especially as a comparison to the Black Series version. So, that's why I'm excited to actually get to build this up today. So, what's up, James? Arthur and St. James Modern Art. We got Tom Bowling. How's it going? Sean Dixon. What's up? Oh, nice. SK finally got Waxer and Boyle. So they're back in stock. That's pretty good then. We got Jumo's Collectibles in here as well. Not Obi-Wan, just a reminder, there'll be a lot of people watching you build that, so no pressure. Oh, I know. I was already expecting, like, my hands are probably going to start shaking or something, just like when I painted the Mandalorian model kit on camera. It was much more nerve-wracking than just doing it on my own. What's up, Nathan? Dill asks, do I collect Gundam Universe? I think you showed off some previous pickups. I dip my toes in it. I wouldn't say I actively collect it. I have the entire Gundam Wing hero team, and I do have the 108th MS team release that they did, and I would like to get some of the other Wing stuff. Like, I know they just did a Leo suit and one of the different Talgis, so I'll probably pick those up as well. Oh, and I do have the Char's Counterattack Gundams as well, Armoros updated, and Char Sazabi. Those are pretty sweet too. Fig, unfortunately, I think this cape is going to be something of a nightmare because it honestly looks like, from like this packaging right here, I think this piece is hard plastic and then the cape drapes from underneath that. So I don't really know if that's going to be very good. Oh, recent pickup spoiler. Oh, yeah, we also got some recent pickups to do. All right. Force is strong with this one. Yes, this is 1/12 scale. 1/12 scale General Grievous model kit from Bandai. Ooh, Jonah, very nice. FYI, everyone interested in Grievous, he's up for pre-order again on Big Bad Toy Store. He pre-sold out a few weeks ago, but he's back. Bought another one to replace my broken parts and to have a spare in the future. Yeah, that's honestly one of my favorite parts about the Bandai model kit stuff, is just that they always re-release it. Like, Big Bad Toy Store always is constantly restocking the model kits. So I slap pre-orders on a ton of them, and they do actually ship. It might take a long time, but they do actually ship. Like right now, I'm waiting on the Han Solo and the Luke Stormtrooper model kits because they actually do have photoreal, and I don't have those Black Series figures. So I would love to be able to get those, but those haven't shipped out yet. I'm just looking at Big Bad Toy Store right now, trying to see what the general price is here on Grievous. And my keyboard's all the way over here, because obviously I have a different angle going on right now. Oh, looks like it's currently sold out again, but $54.99. So that price has definitely gone way up, way up since I bought that. But keep your eyes peeled. They do come back into stock pretty often. Oh no, David, that does not sound good, buddy. That does not sound good. Commander Cook. Yeah, I definitely like this because there are pictures online, and we've shown pictures on our videos uh, as well. But this is actually more like correctly scaled. I think the Black Series release is a little too small, and could be a lot better. Is it a lot bigger than Black Series? It's definitely a good size bigger. If I can actually complete this in the stream, I'll definitely show you. Regardless, though, I will just do a general review video of this model kit because they always seem to do well on the channel. No matter how old the model kit is, people seem to be generally interested in these. So I will do a full, just normal review once it's completely built. Isaac says, "What's up, Nate? If you had the choice for Bandai to release a model kit of a character, your choice character, who would you choose?" Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. There's definitely tons and tons of characters they could do in the model kit line. I would like to see them do something a little bit different, like more creature oriented, because they kind of stick with just like people in armor, which I mean is their strong suit. So I don't like. I understand why they stick with armored characters for the most part. I would just like to see some creatures. I think they could do a really good like Max Rebo band set. That'd be a lot of fun. But who knows? They've released like one model kit every 3 years, so it's one of those things where the line seems like it's dead for years, and then they randomly release a model kit. Like before the Beskar Mandalorian model kit came out, I think it was like 2 years before that. The last figure was the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. So they get big gaps in between releases, which kind of sucks. No destroyer droids. They do have a sweet. I don't have this one, but I'd love to get it. It's a B1 battle droid and a STAP, and it looks incredible. So looks like we do also have Luke with us here right now.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
I am good. I'm doing good.
You done with the kit yet?
Oh, yeah. Nope, I'm actually putting off building it as long as humanly possible. I'm just simply tricking people into clicking on the live stream. I don't actually want to build it. I've had it for so long.
Yeah. I have 3 model kits that I've bought that are just sitting in my closet, and I just like can never. I don't know who I thought I would be, but I just don't want to build them.
Yeah, which ones do you have?
I have Darth Vader. I think I have the Han Solo Stormtrooper, and then I actually don't even remember what the third one is.
Nice.
It's not. Oh, I have the R2D2 2-pack with I think BB-8 because I thought I would do like a custom droid. Because with the Astromechs, you can like paint all of the pieces before you assemble it, so it looks really nice and clean. But I don't know, all the decals really get to me. Like I've done a couple Bandai kits, and I have a great time building the first 90%, and then it goes to put on the decals, and I just mess the whole thing up, and then I just like throw it out.
Yeah,
not really, but just like it just goes in a drawer.
I honestly hate the decals so much. Like I don't even bother. I would rather take my chances painting the details.
Yeah.
Rather than just applying those stickers. I don't even like the water slide ones either. I've tried them both, and I don't really care for either.
I even bought like this at the hobby shop. I bought like a decal applicator that you use instead of water. It's supposed to be better, and even that, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's just best to avoid them. But I mean, you're great at painting, so you probably don't have too much of a problem.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't do like the really small detail stuff. It's just not an option to paint. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a couple of the droids from Greedo737 on Instagram. So he
Yeah.
takes the model kits and builds them, and
Mm.
he had a sale going on, like buy two get one free or something. And so I was just like, you know what, that's gonna save me many hours of stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I do really like the droids. That's honestly what led me to the Bandai model kits first, was just being so unsatisfied with the astromech droid in the Black Series. And people said for so long to try out the Bandai model kit versions. And, you know, they're pretty affordable. At the time, the 2-pack was R2D2 and R5,
Yeah,
which was pretty sweet. So I built those, and I do have this R2 right here. I wasn't very good at building the model kit, so it's like super sloppy and gappy. So I wasn't really didn't have a full grasp of what I was doing. The
I
little
gave. I bought like an R5 and R2 pre-built on eBay a while ago,
mm,
and then I gave them to Frederick to like weather up for me. And so he gave my R2 as like the Dagobah version, and like he very specifically referenced the actual photos like way more than he needed to. Like it's like the splotches match the movie. And then
nice,
he used a shoe polish on R5 to kind of weather that one up with a sandy brown.
nice.
But they look amazing. They're like two of my favorite figures on the shelf now.
Yeah, I do have. Yeah, I should have got my R5, but it's all the way on my shelf. But yeah, those were like some of the first figures I ever tried to like weather. Just
Yeah.
like I started out using one of those like brown Gundam markers, and I would just kind of like draw all over the figure, and then I would smooth it out with a Q-tip and just kind of
Oh,
like
nice.
fill it in around.
Yeah. How
I
did
feel
that
like
work?
that doesn't work, too bad. I think
Mhm.
the result, like, I don't know, this R2 doesn't look bad. The weathering, that's how I
Nice.
applied the weathering, was just smoothing it around with a Q-tip.
Yeah, the key is to like slap it on and then try to get it all off, as if,
Hmm.
and then whatever's left is like gonna sit a lot more naturally.
Yeah, that's definitely what I've come to realize when it comes to weathering.
Yeah.
But
Sorry if
then
I
some.
sound stuffy. It's
Oh,
like
you're fine.
every middle of the month since January, I've like gotten a sinus thing. It's so weird.
No worries. No worries. I'm pretty congested myself right now.
It's only when I have to like shoot a YouTube video, I feel like my sinus is just like,
Right. It's only when you need to talk that
yeah, right.
your voice ends up going out.
I just
But
popped a couple Sudafed, so either it'll clear me up or I'll just start talking crazy, or both.
yeah, you'll just fall asleep and go silent.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's the end of that. Mauricio asks, should I get the Boba Fett model kit, like the original trilogy version? I'd recommend it. I think that's a fun build. I have built that one.
I wish that I'm like the troopers in the model kits. I know some people love them. The proportions just feel a little weird to me. Like the joints are all so small
Mm-hmm.
that they almost look like robots, or like they look kind of like the Dark Trooper, how it's like got those tiny joints, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know. I can't get behind some of them.
What kills it for me is they always seem to make like the neck peg way too short. So
Yeah,
then the helmet like sits directly on the shoulders. Which, I mean, like, if you look at like pictures, like, yeah, sure, some of the stormtroopers, their helmet does rest on their shoulders, but I think it's just because of the person that's wearing the costume. Like, not necessarily how it's,
yeah,
canonically supposed to look. So,
yeah. A lot of figures from like Bandai or Figure Arts, that sort of thing. A lot of the troopers look like the helmets are the character's head, like they're just
hmm,
too small.
right.
They're always just like I think it's interesting how like different the proportions are by like region.
Hmm. David Edge says, this isn't convincing me to have a go at these models when Luke and Nate are struggling with them. No, they're really not that bad to build. I honestly think the Bandai stuff is a little, or at least the Star Wars stuff, is like a little less complex than some of the Gundam model kits I've built over the years. I think these are a little simplified, but I mean, I don't know for sure. I've heard General Grievous is really, really tricky and difficult. So we'll see. We're gonna
I
find
built
out.
the C3PO like early on when I started collecting, and I found that it really like gave me an appreciation for how the figures are put together, and like understanding the articulation and that sort of thing was cool. So I feel like if you collect figures and you can find one for cheap, it's definitely worth putting together just for the education, and then it'll feel that much better when you buy one that's already pre-assembled.
Right. No, I definitely I agree with you. It's cool to like, you're because you literally are putting the joints together. So you're like putting the double elbows together and like doing like a double neck peg, and you're like, oh, so that's kind of how that works, and you can kind of imagine the similarities to like a Black Series figure or something like that. Not Obi-Wan, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I do want to build the Grievous model kit. I'm just intimidated. That's why I'm putting it off. We're 23 minutes into the stream and I haven't even opened it. So here, let me add my super high production value here. We'll see if this camera angle gets too laggy.
Ooh,
we might have to abort the alternate angle, but got it right here. Nice little look at
you
the
should
actual
make
box.
me full screen, and then
Yeah, I agree.
like out on this in the corner. Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, this is my sweet alternate angle. I just have my phone plugged in. So, go ahead and open this. This is going to sound like an absolute disaster because as you can see, here's all of the runners in their different plastic bags. So apologies for the crinkling, but we've got a lot of them.
Ooh, look at those slimy green parts.
Yes. Get some nice green parts. I think that's the lightsabers and then like the inner chest cavity. Yeah, that looks sweet. So many. Yeah, see, here's the hard plastic piece of the cape. That's what I thought. It's right here. So the top piece of the cape is hard plastic, and then it goes into a piece of soft goods. So we also have that.
I found a Grievous cape on eBay a while ago that had like even had the logo printed on it.
Ooh.
And then so I have that on my Grievous model kit.
Nice.
And that's what's on display.
You can see even Bandai dropped the ball. No logo.
No logo.
And also no lightsaber storage on this cape. But honestly, I know you're not a fan of soft goods anyway, Luke, but the soft goods specifically that come with the Bandai model kits are bad.
Really? Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
I like soft goods for capes. I definitely think that soft goods are the way to go for capes. And for some reason, like aesthetically it doesn't bother me. But like when half of a figure's like main outfit, like when it switches materials halfway through, that's what bothers me.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Like we always talk about that one example, like the Mezco Spider-Man, where like from like the wrist down, it's like hard plastic, and then it's like a soft goods suit. It looks really bad.
Or like that old Palpatine, where like the torso was sculpted in and the bottom was soft goods.
Right.
Which like is necessary if the figure's gonna sit. Mm-hmm. That's like a big part of their action.
I can't believe the original Emperor Palpatine. They were like, yeah, hard plastic bottom. No one's gonna want to have this figure sit.
The Figuarts Palpatine is like my favorite example, or like it's just so funny to me that they have the sculpted plastic sitting, like where it's like he can't stand, like he's stuck sitting, which
right.
I love. I wish that figures like that had two bodies, but that's obviously not going to happen in the Black Series.
Right. I wish they would have done I like what the SH Figuarts Yoda does with the alternate like sitting legs. I think that's great. I would love to see stuff like that.
But I also treat my figures as statues, kind of like where I just want it to look good in a certain pose on the shelf.
Right.
And still, you know, it still needs articulation. Like I don't like collecting statues, but yeah, like I don't know. I don't like switch the poses around too much, so it's more about just getting like one ideal pose out of it.
I definitely am right there with you, especially like creeping up on. I think last time I counted, it was almost like 400 Black Series figures on display in my collection. So
Wow.
it's definitely like I put this figure right here and I never touch it ever again unless I need it for a review, and then I pull it off the shelf, and that's pretty much the only time my
Yeah.
figures actually leave where they are.
You guys need to do another shelf tour.
Yeah, I really want to. I'm not exactly happy with how my display looks at the moment, so kind of like I don't want to show it off and
Yeah.
be like, like I feel like I could do better, especially now that Justin printed me a little bit of your hexagon stands.
Hmm.
So now I have like a nice section of the hexagon stands, and then I also still have like my old acrylic risers. So I would love to get
Gotcha.
that like a little bit more uniform.
Yeah.
But getting Justin to print anything, I have to like beg him on my hands and
Sounds like you
knees.
need a printer.
I know, I know. I definitely have been considering it more and more.
I always think like even if you got the printer for 1 month and then got rid of it and like gave it away, you would get your money's worth
Right.
in like prints.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I would definitely love to do all sorts of hexagon stands and other different pieces that you've made. I would honestly really like to do like the alternate head stuff. Like
Yeah.
when you did those skiff guards recently, I was like salivating. Like,
Yeah.
man, I need Black Series skiff guards. Like
That would
something
be a
fierce.
resin printer then,
You're right.
which are a little bit more of a pain in the butt. But if you have like a garage or a base or like somewhere that's kind of like a mess area in your house, mine's in my dining room in like a cabinet with
Perfect.
like, and I have a little vent filtering out to the window. But I don't even run the vent anymore because it doesn't smell.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the newer resin printers have a little filter, like a carbon filter inside it that will like
Yeah.
run while your printer's running just to suck up some of the fumes. So I
Mm.
haven't had too much issue with that. Or I've just gotten used to the smell. I'm just nose blind to my own house.
Right.
Right now I can't smell anything.
It's probably a little bit of both, you know. It's probably you're used to it to some degree. It's just like that first time, like I know we've talked about it, like the first time you spray Mr. Super Clear. You de- you don't want to spray that inside.
Oh my god, yeah. And the Mr. Super Clear is like way less toxic smelling than the
Right.
Krylon. The Krylon is like deadly.
Oh, I bet.
Like even when I'll like go outside, spray the figure, bring it in, and then if I get within like 3 feet of the figure, I can smell it.
Yeah.
And so now I always wear a mask, just like a regular COVID mask when I go outside, or my like airbrush mask if it's handy. Because someone told me that like that Krylon stuff, you like breathe it in and it just like clumps up in your lungs,
Great.
which is great.
It puts a matte finish on your lungs. It's awesome.
19J
But
says get rid of me and go full screen on the model. I agree.
yeah, go full screen. I mean, we're going to do this. How's that? So here's the instruction booklet. It is in English, so don't have any fears about not being able to understand the model kit because it's very simple, very plainly laid out. Looks like the first thing we're going to work on is the head. But yeah, it's very important that when you're building a model kit to definitely separate the pieces as you go if you've never actually built one. I know I've heard of some people snipping everything out and then trying to assemble it. That's definitely not what you want to do.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds.
That sounds like a literal nightmare.
Have you ever bought a used Lego set?
I haven't. I have
I
not.
used to do that to save money when I was like in my early 20s, and I bought the Death Star set pre-built and then disassembled, so everything was in just one big pile,
Oh,
like
no.
all 25 bags or whatever.
Did you actually figure out how to assemble it?
I did. Well, I mean, it had the instructions, but it wasn't like you can't go bag by bag. So instead of looking through 100 pieces, you're looking through 5,000 pieces.
Jeez.
all to save like $100 or something. But yeah, I didn't do that again.
I didn't do that
But I
again.
had like I would like had $700 in the bank. It was a $400 set. So what I should have bought was
Oof.
nothing.
Yeah. But nothing doesn't bring us happiness,
No.
and used Legos bring you happiness. We're not on this earth for a long time. We're here for a good time. Oh man. Sorry if this bag crinkling is awful. I really I mean, I do have an option. I can mute my microphone, but that requires work.
Hey Nate, I need you to send me $5 for this Commander Cook super chat that was directed towards me.
Okay, I'll
Just
I'll
kidding.
I'll mail that your way.
Yeah, a little crisp $5 bill.
Yeah.
I I've tried the Molotov Chrome pen from Amazon to get the shiny effect, the chrome effect. I did it on my TC14, but I didn't really like the way that it looked. Like I was having trouble getting it to be nice and smooth. So I don't actually have a good one. I bought this like mirror paint that you can airbrush on, but I never actually tried it with the airbrush. But I think that would be like doing it very slowly, layer by layer. I think would be a good way to build up a chrome effect. But there's probably YouTube videos that can do it a lot better.
Nice. Thank you, Commander Cook, for the $4.99 super chat. Luke, you'll get your cut when you get it.
Yay! I get it at the end of the year if I reach a $35 threshold.
Yeah, exactly. Here's another question for you, Luke. I saw your Indiana Jones toy review. Awesome review. Is there anything to 3D print from those movies?
I am working on something that I'm kind of like brainstorming with someone, and it would just be like a couple little pillars and stuff that can kind of flesh out the Indiana Jones area. But I'm not working on any full size dioramas for that.
Nice.
I've got like 200 things from Star Wars I still need to make.
Right.
As long as there's no new content over the next 5 years, I will catch up.
If only. Here you go. Here's a little sticker sheet. Look at those little bastards. You think anyone wants to apply these? Hell no. Those are so small. Absolutely not. Especially when it's like decals like these, which are just like little bits of silver and black.
Yeah.
Like you can just paint those in. Those aren't. I feel like that's not too much work, even for someone that doesn't paint at all. I would say trying to paint it would be easier than applying the decals. Straight up.
Yeah, it depends on the like some of the. I think like even the stormtroopers, like the little blue stripes on the chin.
Yeah. On the storm.
Pretty tricky. Or, like that's something you couldn't really paint,
Right.
and it also like doesn't look great as a sticker or a decal. Like it's tricky.
Yeah. So
Oh my
these
God,
are
those little lines.
right. These are all the decals that you get. So
Awful.
Bandai model kits, they give you two options. They either give you these, which are actual stickers, or they give you these, which are water decals, where you kind of like put these in water and they slide off and you apply it to the kit. It's supposed to be easier and better, but no, honestly, both of these options, right in the box, never to be used. But okay, so we've got all of our runners out now. So we're making good progress here, you know. We're almost halfway there. 36 minutes into the stream. But everything's all plainly labeled. If you've never built a model kit, they're all plainly labeled with, which piece is what. So you know exactly what you're supposed to be cutting into. You can see like this one's C1. So it's really simple, really easy. Follow the instructions. You got to get some snippers. Get a little pair of model kit snippers. This is my trusty little box from Amazon that I bought. See, I've got my Gundam markers handy. Got the black. Got the gray.
I'll be back in a second, Nate.
All right. Got the brown. The simple stuff that you need. All right. So we're starting out with the head, as is tradition with Bandai model kits. It's always the head that you start out with. Okay, so A15 and A14, which are going to be right here. Always want to snip with the back of the clippers towards whatever you're clipping out. That's going to give you the cleanest result, because otherwise there's always a possibility you'll get little slivers, and then you got to go back through and kind of just gently trim those out. Sometimes if you don't trim them enough, the pieces will not fit together correctly. So I'll clip it out, and then I'll just go like this and just do some general detail work so I know it's going to have a nice, secure, snug fit. And we'll get the next piece out. Thanks for joining us, everyone. 132 people in here today. Appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're new. We mostly talk about Star Wars The Black Series here, but today it's all about the Bandai model kit. So just making sure that's nice and detailed, and now these just clip together like so. And now we have the beginnings of Grievous's head. Now it says to jump over to B16. Ooh, it's his eyes. See, now this is a very small, little tricky piece to cut out here. So you always want to be very, very careful when it comes to these pieces, and absolutely make sure you're cutting where it needs to be cut. And the instructions will tell you. So as long as you pay attention, you'll be absolutely fine.
I'm back, by the way.
Hey, Luke. I've just extracted Grievous's eyes, and they're a very tiny piece. Look at how small this is. You can't even register it on camera.
Yeah, that's one set that I'm glad I bought pre-built.
So I need A19 now.
Nate, are you getting any of the Indiana Jones figures?
I am just I'm gonna grab Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have it, because I did watch your review, and I do agree with you. I just kind of, from like a Black Series perspective, want to just try it out.
Yeah.
Just because it is the same team and everything like that, so...
Yeah, they really do feel like Black Series figures.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, I just don't really... I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones fan, so really for me it's kind of... They're kind of whatever figures, you know? But
yeah,
obviously having the title character, it's Harrison Ford, you get a little bit of a pass with it.
Yeah, I didn't really grow up on the movies as much, and so I tried to watch them pretty recently. I don't think I've even rewatched Last Crusade yet, but I watched the first two just so I could have some idea what was going on with the figures when I got them. And but I was really afraid. I didn't even say the characters' names in the video because I was afraid I would pronounce them wrong.
I totally hear you on that one.
But nothing drives engagement like making a big mistake in your video.
That is true. Like my Return of the Jedi Leia review for Bouche Leia, I accidentally had her hold the staff upside down. So many comments about it, and it was just something I wasn't thinking about when I was filming the video, and then of course it turned into a big stink.
There's this guy that I always his videos always show up on my feed, and he like tells you about different like AI websites you can use to do different things. And every
Mm-hmm.
time he goes to his browser, he has like a tab open that says like Mitch McConnell nude or something, like some weird thing that
Yeah,
he pretends is an accident, and then like 90% of the comments are like, "Are we gonna pretend we didn't see that?"
nice.
He knows what he's doing.
Anything to drive that algo engagement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly did not see any Indiana Jones movies until I was in middle school, and the first one I saw was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oof.
So that probably wasn't a great place to start.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
But then I went back and I watched Raiders, and I do like it. I think it's pretty good, but it's not something I would really like be like, oh man, I need to watch this over and over again.
Yeah, it spawned an entire genre, and so it feels cheesy now, because it really like created so many of those tropes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it was based on like old TV serials and that sort of thing, and other classic films, but
Right.
it was just like so iconic. But it's hard to appreciate it now for what it was.
Right.
We wouldn't have Uncharted, we wouldn't have Tomb Raider, we wouldn't have The Mummy.
That is true. And a life without the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie is a life I don't want to live.
I actually haven't seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was just one of those that used to be on TV all the time, but I
Uh,
didn't watch it.
yeah, that was a childhood classic for me.
We didn't
All right.
watch very many movies when I was growing up, um, and then when I was like in high school, I got really into film and started watching a bunch of stuff. But I was really into like suspense horror movies, like M Night Shyamalan and those
Oh,
kinds of movies, like The Ring.
yeah. I mean, of course, we're big horror fans, so I love all those movies.
Yeah,
I just put in Grievous's, I guess,
his
ears.
ears.
Nice snug fit. So this is actually not too bad so far. Those eyes were really small though, and some of these pieces are like insane.
What did you think about that creature in Mando? Did you think he was a Grievous type for a second? I guess he kind of was, right?
Yeah, he
Like half
definitely had
cyborg.
had some grievous qualities.
Some of the like, yeah, his legs and stuff. Some of them looked really similar.
I'm honestly down for like the like random wacky monsters
Yeah,
that they've been putting in the show. Like I feel like it's kind of fun. It's
I
fun to
was
see.
thinking about episode 2 of season 2 with Frog Lady and the snow spiders, and like that would have been just as cool of an episode if the story, if it wasn't skippable. You know, it's
Hmm.
like this episode had that kind of action. It was a little bit of a bottle episode where all takes place in one place, but um, it still like moved the story along and like had character development.
Hmm. Yeah, I really liked it. I like that we're not waiting too long on this whole, redemption arc thing. They're just kind of jumping straight into it.
Yeah, all this same with like the reuniting with Grogu and Book of Boba Fett. Like we thought it was gonna be the whole season, and it's
Right.
just like here it is, one episode. Like I wonder if that was like the original plan or if they just kind of pivoted and were like, there's that meme going around where it was like they're like Grogu's gonna be with Luke Skywalker for a bit, and Disney's like, yeah, he needs to be in every episode.
Yeah. And they're like,
Like, oh, okay.
oh, never mind.
Oh yeah, tonight's the Last of Us finale.
Yeah, I'll be binging that show once it finishes up.
It's done. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see because I've played the game like 8 times over the past 10 years.
Hmm.
I'm really excited to see what the general react. I'm not going to spoil anything for people who haven't played it, but I'm really interested to see how the general public is going to feel about the ending.
Hmm. So I've played the first game. Is the first season the entirety of the first game?
Yes, and then season 2, I think they announced is going to be the second game.
Oh, oh boy.
Yeah. Have you played the second game?
I haven't, but just because of there was so much controversy around it,
Yeah,
I know what happens. Like I know
gotcha.
the huge shocker. But there's Grievous's head, all finished up.
Nice.
Looks pretty good.
I
These
always think
fin
it's. Sorry, go ahead.
these no, I was just gonna say these fins, his head fins, and this little like gray metal piece there,
Uh huh.
so delicate,
Yeah, the
so delicate.
one that I have, like the head pops off all the time. Because also like the cape goes under the neck, and so it's just always pushing it up. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but the fact that anyone was able to pull off Grievous in action figure form at all is impressive.
Yeah,
Like both Bandai and Hasbro,
it's just
it's
so
like a nightmare character to
right,
engineer.
right. Especially when something I didn't realize, and you really see it in this model kit is like building his like internals because this set comes with like his organs.
Yeah,
And that's
you
literally
can see him.
yeah, that's the next step is actually assembling the organs.
Damn.
And these come completely unpainted, so I'm not gonna paint the model kit up until after I do my review because I like to, when I review the Bandai model kits, I like to show people what they get right out of the package
Yep,
with nothing put on it
that looks cool.
because obviously the you know the box can be misleading to a certain degree
Yes.
if you're not not used to the world of model kits because you see this awesome painted kit and you're like, man, that looks incredible, and then you build something and you're like, wait a minute.
If you do some dry brushing on the organs with like a bright, like a blood red, that would look really cool. But also, you probably wouldn't even be able to see once it's inside.
Yeah, that was kind of my debate with the organs. Is are they even going to be worth painting too much because they're going to be buried super deep
Yeah.
inside the actual figure. So
Yeah, I probably wouldn't paint them. I
yeah,
just want to see what they
Grievous.
look like.
Yeah, there's the organs right there, and then let's see. We got to go over to the E2. This is the fun part about model kit building is tracking down your runners. Okay, so some little soft plastic pieces here. There's like two different kinds of plastic in Bandai model kits. It's like a softer one for the joints. Okay, so these just plug in like that. Nice. It's pretty simple. And then A23. So Luca, any new Mando inspired 3D printing projects you've been cooking up based on the new season? Anything catching your eye so far?
Yeah, there was actually one thing that I took screenshots of from season 2 that showed up in season 3, and there was a big scene in front of it.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that works out great. Um, and so was able to get a lot more screenshots and that sort of thing. But I'm working with another sculptor who's doing a few of the greebles for me. I like the smaller, more detailed parts because he's someone on Instagram that does a really good job with that stuff. And so I'm paying him to do some of it, and then I'm going to do the rest. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it
Nice.
goes, but I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like we've already seen some pretty cool designs in Mando season 2 or season 3. Like
Yeah, I've got some resin stuff coming and some PLA like diorama stuff coming from the second episode actually.
nice. Do you think Hasbro's actually gonna deliver on just giving us all those repainted Mandos, or do you think they're gonna be like too obscure?
No, I think they'll do it the way that they kind of are doing all the clones in TVC and in the Black Series. Like, I think it's just going to be something that we're just going to get Mandos for years because we know that they sell well.
Yeah.
At least the male Mandos. Bo-Katan and Casca kind of peg-warmed.
True.
But they may have just been, like, super overproduced. You never
Yeah.
know.
Right. It's always hard to tell. And I feel like the Mandalorian stuff is definitely, produced way more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, just as an example, this is
Oh, yeah.
already you
It's
can't
gone.
you can't even see it, and this is one layer deep. There's going to be armor that goes over this and some other stuff. So yeah, I feel like if you wanted to paint the organs, that's great, but kind of a waste. Okay, so D114. Yeah, Grievous does have a lot of really, really tiny pieces. Like, look at all these little wires and various bits here.
This is just really, like, emphasizing the fact that I made the right decision buying it pre-built. Because it wasn't cheap, but I was like, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, the Grievous model kit is not cheap, just anyways.
Exactly, yeah. So I was like paying for labor and parts.
Yeah, it's always been one of the more pricier kits. So, okay. And D121. This looks like his spine or something. Pretty sweet. This plugs in on the back here, it looks like. Oh, pieces flying off now. We love it. Okay. Making some progress here. Lack says Bo-Katan's price on Amazon jumped up after episode 2. Casca has been above retail for a bit now too. Interesting. I I was pretty happy that I just randomly happened to post a Bo-Katan focused short, and she had such a prominent appearance in this episode. That was some good timing. Yeah, I'll be finished by next Sunday.
Yeah, the Oscars are tonight too, right?
Are they?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's interesting timing for the Last of Us finale.
Yeah. It'll be
Because for the Super Bowl, they dropped the episode a couple days early.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they dropped it on like Thursday night or something, or Friday, I think, to avoid that competition.
Maybe they don't think the Grammys are posing any competition to them. Or you said Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to be watching them?
No. No, I'm not the biggest Oscars kind of guy. Like I used to be more into it,
Yeah.
but oftentimes I really have beef with how little they represent just horror in general. You know? Kind of seems like they just completely ignore some of the best movies of the year and some of the greatest performances just because it's a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always bugged me. So I've just kind of given up.
I think they probably figure because the Oscars come on at 5 p.m. Pacific, and then The Last of Us drops at 6 p.m. So I guess they figure people will probably watch both, or like watch one and then catch up on the other. But also, I don't even know how many people watch stuff live on TV anymore.
Right.
Like if it's not on streaming.
And just like, like so many people complain every year, and it seems like it gets worse every year too, about the Oscars just being like, it's a bunch of movies I've never even heard of. Which, like, yeah, obviously that's how it's always been. But it just seems like more and more people kind of start sharing that sentiment as time goes on, or maybe it's just more apparent to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and like they're not the way that people consume media now, like not even just streaming, but just like attention spans and that sort of thing are just not the same as they used to be. And I feel like the Oscars haven't adapted, or like live TV events haven't adapted, and so people just like with the Grammys, people just kind of watch the performances on YouTube the next day.
True. Yeah, I'll like. I mean, of course, I'll look over who wins each category and all that stuff, but that's
Yeah.
like the extent.
When I was in like college and shortly after, I would like try to watch all the Best Picture nominees before the Oscars
Oh
and all of
yeah,
that, and then you just realize it's all just made up anyway.
right.
It's all just a commercial.
I kind of definitely when I worked at the movie theater, I was a lot more like into like watching all these movies. Of course, being able to watch them for free kind of skews things a little bit as far as what you'll watch. I'm like, oh, I'm not paying anything for it, so.
Someone just sent me a message on Etsy on my hexagon stand and said, "How many hexagons can I print with these files?"
Just put two.
Yeah, and then the files delete themselves.
Yeah. Brian Brink says the Bo-Katan is included in that epic warehouse sale on Pulse. Yeah, everyone, don't forget to get in on that. Did you grab anything from the Pulse sale, Luke?
No, and I looked. I think like you guys were saying, unless you're getting, or maybe that was Mike and Zach. If you're unless you're getting like helmets and lightsabers and stuff, it doesn't really add up. Because I
Mm-hmm.
also don't have Pulse Premium anymore, so I don't get free shipping, and it just
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
enough of a sale. Because
Right.
pretty much like whatever figures are on sale are ones that are going to be clearanced on Amazon as well,
Yep.
or for even more eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, there was some good stuff. Like if you are the type of person that kind of waits for stuff to go on sale to get figures, you could definitely get 3 or 4. I think Zach got a couple good deals, waiting for a couple. Like he got some holiday figures and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I
But I'm
saw the
pretty caught up.
gingerbread clone was included. But yeah, I hear you. I was thinking about getting the Cassian and B2 2-pack. But even then, like, with the sale and everything, I'd have to buy something else to qualify for the sale.
Yeah,
And then it's still, $40 for that set, which
yeah,
at that point, still a tough pill to swallow because, B2 is just a small figure. A figure
yeah.
that would have been an accessory just a few short years ago.
Well, I'm about to bring B2 Emo resin print files and the charging dock to my Patreon this month, ideally. Um, I'm partnering with Rebel Base, who has his own 3D printing Patreon,
Mm-hmm.
but his stuff is designed for resin, so I'm kind of walking him through adapting the charging dock for PLA so it prints properly. Because he's got these really tiny pins and stuff that work really well with resin, but not with PLA. And so we're going to make a couple versions of that, if that encourages you to get the B2 Emo.
Nice, nice. I do like the sound of that.
Yeah, excited.
I'm just, it's tough to have any like strong want for the Andor figures. Like the series was so damn good, but
Yeah.
I just
I
feel like I
really
could
want
just
a
care
Cyril,
less
Karn, and
about.
Dedra.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I'd love to see some of the Imperial officers, if I'm going to be honest, when it comes to stuff from Andor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like that
this.
that Partagast guy with the gray
Yeah.
hair.
Yep.
He was such a good actor that I like almost like couldn't believe that it was an actual actor. I was like, I feel like this is just a guy that doesn't know he's in a show. Like just one of those
Right.
performances that you're like, forget you're even watching an actor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy's in Game of Thrones, I
Yeah.
think.
Every
And
single person in Andor is on Game of Thrones. It's contractual.
so I was like, "Oh man, like I knew his character had to be something good because he was
Yeah.
pretty awesome in Game of Thrones, at least when the writing was worth something." not totally off the deep end.
I have a birthday party to head out to, so I'm going to take off now and start getting ready for that.
All right.
Thanks for letting me drop in. It was good seeing you and everybody else in the chat.
Yeah. Always
And,
nice to talk to you, Luke.
Good. I'll see you soon.
All right. Have fun
Bye.
at the birthday party. All right, guys. And then it was just back to Nate. The solo content you've been desiring for so long is here now. And we're moving right along. We're moving right along with the Grievous model kit here. Got the torso getting in there nice and good. Oh. I have an extra light on right here, so it's getting a little hot and sweaty down here. Strawberry banana body armor, baby. So good. It is so good. All right, we're making great progress here. So now comes the neck. We're moving on. I bet if I really try, I can finish this model kit by the end of this stream. I mean, we already got the torso and the head. It's just going to be arms and legs. I don't know. I'm feeling we might. This looks good. Neck peg is attached. Epidemic, I did not paint the insides. As you can see, they are so completely covered. I really feel like there's not like a big reason to do that. Don't get overconfident. You don't know me, Obi-Wan. Just kidding. It'll be midnight. I mean, look. This is essentially Grievous right here, if you think about it. All right, so now we're going to be building, looks like the neck piece. So we've got A2. Clip that off, nice tiny piece. And then D20, just this piece. This is kind of like his wires. And then this piece goes right on here. Maybe. Yeah, this is right. Here it comes. We're falling apart. We're in shambles here. Okay. And then I need a 10. Now the piece just went flying. In shambles. Obi-Wan, you were right. Tell your sister you were right. Falling apart. What's up, Lazy Jawa? Thanks for joining us today. It's right, oh snap. It's time. You gotta put Grievous together. He's been sitting in the closet for too long. All right, and then this is an undergate piece. So this is a piece, when something in the instructions is labeled as undergate, that means the way it faces, you have to absolutely make sure it's nice and trimmed up. Because there's these little pegs right here. Excess plastic from the runners. You want to try and get that as smooth as you can. Sometimes I'll just, kind of take the clippers and rub that area a little bit. Try and get that nub as close to snipped off as possible. So this piece, 2 holes in the front, and then this pegs in like that. Okay. Nerve-wracking here. Nerve-wracking assembly. Getting the next piece of his neck, which is another undergate piece. So you gotta make sure you clip off all this excess plastic. Otherwise, the pieces will not fit together snug, and you will not be happy with the results. I feel like it'd probably be too aggressive. You'd have to get some really fine sandpaper to actually like smooth these down without scratching up the plastic. And they typically don't give you any extra pieces. What's up, Justin? And yeah, the collar portion is definitely a little tricky right here. See you, Commander Cook. Yeah. But so far, this isn't too bad. It's a little bit more complex than a lot of the other Star Wars model kits, but still is not bad at all. This piece is challenging me. And here's the collar. Looks pretty good. So that piece is done. Now it looks like we're going to be doing some wiring in D1. So this is D2. And here's D1. Check that out. Boba Fett, this is bigger than a Black Series figure. It's still 1/12 scale, but this model kit is true 1/12 scale, so it's actually how big Grievous should be, because the Black Series figure is undersized. Feels like once you get the head and the chest done, the legs and arms are going to be straightforward. That's pretty much what I'm expecting. Like, I think this is the most intricate part right here. That's why I'm really, honestly, you know, I think we could get it done. I think we could get it done. What's up, Alex? Nice to see you. Funny, I just wrapped up my night doing a Bandai model kit. Nice. Which one did you build? Obviously, we're going with Grievous here today. So I got to get D1 out. And it looks like these are some really small, tricky pieces here. So let's be very careful not to snip them. I can see how people would get confused, especially on these pieces. And cut the pegs off because they are very, very, very tiny. I mean, look at that. If you have big hands or you're not quite nimble with your fingers, a model kit could give you some difficulty. I'll definitely be the first to admit that. Next piece of the wiring right here. Make sure this looks good. Perfect. You know, Fig, I would not be opposed to a Grievous from Diamond Select. But man, it's been a while since they've made a new figure. I think we're almost going on a full year since that Chewbacca. Chase is asking, what would you say is a good model kit figure for beginners? I think the Clone Trooper was pretty simple, very straightforward. The Stormtrooper's not bad either. I've built an R5, an R2D2, a C3PO. Those were all pretty simple. R2 and R5, the biggest thing is, like I was talking about earlier, is that undergate notation on your directions. There's a lot of that, so you absolutely have to make sure it's nice and perfect. Otherwise, R2 looks like kind of a nightmare, like when I showed mine earlier. And you could see it wasn't very well put together. And that was the first Bandai model kit I put together. So we're building out the wiring harness here. Yeah, exactly, Ivan. Diamond Select is... Black Series days are numbered. Days are numbered. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Damn daylight savings time. Yeah, I agree, Alex. Stormtrooper's easy, plus shiny plastic you can get away with not painting, and it still looks great. David says, I sorted my BS Grievous out on a random neck stand from Alien 3 Runner. Bolt upright. He's taller than other Black Series figures and hasn't moved since. Nice. Okay. So, assembling this piece. Uh, oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so yeah, you can see how this is like 3 different pieces here. Definitely gets pretty intricate. And then we're adding another piece to it, so it's going to have D6. Feel like I'm playing bingo. D6. Okay. This is another one of those tricky pieces where you can totally tell. You want to be careful. Sometimes these also do explode out. And this piece. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay. This piece is definitely a little tricky, not gonna lie. And oh, jeez. Okay, so it's like added right in there. Okay, that was. Whew, I'm sweating after that one. Okay, looks like we're moving on to the next piece of this wiring. This is D13, and it goes through this peg, plugs in. Just like that. Now we take it and feed it through. Okay. Collar, little neck assembly piece right here. Make sure this is nice and snug. Okay. Now we're putting these 2 pieces together. So oh boy. Okay, this part's a little tough. Whew. Whew. Man, this part is difficult. Trying to get this neck piece in here. No, almost had it. Whew. This is tough. Next week's stream should be a pretty fun one. I think me and Fig Fury will be hanging out, talking figs with Fig. Excited to have another chat with the legend. Oh my gosh. God, this is tough. This neck piece is difficult. You have to like slide these internal pieces and get them to peg in on the back side of this. That's awesome, Lazy Jawa. It'll be nice. Nice to have you here with us every Sunday. I appreciate everyone that's been with us today. Definitely a different, more chill type stream. Oh my gosh, this is difficult. There's got to be some trick to this. Okay. What if I take the assembly see if this works. Okay, I think I got it. Oh my gosh. I'm sure it'll pop out in 2 seconds, but palms are sweating, knees weak, mom's spaghetti on that one. Wow. That was a little bit of a roadblock there. But we're moving on. We're moving on. Thanks, Lazy. Appreciate that. Yeah, Fig. I mean, I would say I have, decent sized hands. I'm 6'2". My hands are, they're not small, but I don't think they're overly huge either. And that was tough right there. That was some really tough stuff. But okay, check this out, guys. This is going to be a nice moment of progress here. Boom. Head, neck, and torso assembled. Nice. Very nice. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Oh, the neck piece just snapped off. Why? And I somehow just easily snapped it back in. Okay, I could see. Little Grievous here is a little tricky. This is definitely the hardest Bandai model kit I've put together. Okay. I do like you can kind of make it to where you can leave the head with a little bit of slack there, so you get some nice range out of Grievous's neck. That's pretty nice. So, there is that torso. Whew. Done. No, I'm not gluing this. I'm not gluing this. Whew. Oh yeah, 100%. This is without a doubt not easy. It is not easy. I'll tell you guys that. I'll tell you guys that. So now it looks like we're going to be moving on to the pelvis area now. Going to be doing some pelvis assembly. And we're jumping back to the A's. We got A4, 3, and 7. There's A7. And A4. Okay. All right. We got Grievous's butt. Literally his butt cheeks right there. And then we're moving on to D1, 7. Come on down. Okay. And then E2, 10, which is right here. I gotta say, Grievous, not thick. Not double cheeked up. Okay. Slide this piece in here. That's where the torso is most likely going to plug in. Oh no. Okay, and D1, 9. This is clearly the leg joints here. You can see the balls. Heh. Get it? But you can see the, those are where the legs are going to plug in for the ball jointed articulation. And put those together. And going back to the A for A5 and 6. A little chunk of plastic there. So what did I do? I pulled out 5. So that plugs in like that. Nice. Okay. Trimming it up a little bit. Yeah, gotta agree with Fig here. Black Series is not in danger. Not in the slightest. What's up, Stevie? Unky Steve. Building this here General Grievous. Alright. And just like that, we have the pelvis completed. Nice. Ball joint right there for nice range of articulation. Oh yeah. It's good stuff. Yes, this is a Bandai kit. Old General Grievous. Not Obi-Wan. The start of the year has been pretty much mediocre for Black Series, but I think we'll start to ramp up for... Yeah, definitely. There's always a lull, especially at the beginning of every year. And it's not just Black Series, it's a lot of other stuff. But, okay, so we've got Grievous assembled here up to this point. I think it's looking good. Now we're turning the page, and it looks like it's time for the leg assembly. The leg assembly, everyone. So yeah, I'll grab my Black Series Grievous just to give you a little taste of the scale. All right. So just to give you an idea, got the Black Series Grievous with me. And already, you can definitely see a pretty substantial size difference between the two. I think the Bandai model kit is 100% more accurately scaled. Huge. And that's what led me to pick this figure up originally. So I wanted that properly scaled Grievous. So now we're going to start to assemble the legs. Looks like we got a lot of different parts and pieces here to go through. And yeah, not too much longer left on the stream, so not Obi-Wan might be right. Not Obi-Wan might be right. So we are going to start with the right leg. Trim up your nubbins. Always trim up your nubbins. Nice, Lazy Jawa. Good pickup. Yeah, I'm curious as well. Well, I guess I could skip forward to the arms just to take a look. Okay, looks like alternate arms? Maybe? Yeah, alternate arms. So there's some that are... There's going to be a set that are collapsed together, and then the alternate set is going to be two separate pieces. So that's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. D229. Looks like it's the foot here. And then D244. And then D243. Snap that together. Aha! The plot thickens. Okay. getting a little lost there. We got D240. It's all the way up here. D241 now. And D246. Really tiny pieces here. Okay. Okay. It's part of his leg. Assembled right there. Okay. Now it's the knee pads. So we got to go to C1. So the first thing we're going to clip off is C1. Okay. C1, 8 and 9. Okay. Okay. All right, and that's the other part of the knee pad. So there we go. We got a knee pad now. And then we're going back to D2. For 36. And this connects like like that on the back. Jump back to C1 for some more armor plating. And we've got some more undergate too. So we're doing C12 and C13. So clip that up real nice. Get all the excess plastic off that you can. And then nice, that just slides right on. And get the 13th piece. Okay, nice, smooth. That's starting to look more like a Grievous leg now. D247 now. D245. Tiny pieces here. Tiny pieces. Good gravy. Okay. And D242. Another small piece. See, like all that piece did was just like insert right there. Oh. Also wanted to say thank you, Fig, for the 20 bucks. I forgot to... I saw this appear, and then I got into the model kit. It's for a chill alone time. Most likely some good music playing while making this kit for us in the basement crew. Yeah, I wish I could have had music playing over this, but StreamYard keeps doing a stupid glitch where when we play the background music, it's like super loud. It like blares on your guys' end, but for us, it's completely quiet. And thank you, Lazy Jawa, for the $5. A little channel support for your efforts today, Nate. Coming out great. Definitely tempting on grabbing one myself. Thanks, Lazy Jawa. Appreciate that. I would definitely recommend at least trying a Bandai model kit. Like I was saying earlier, you know, the astromech droids they make are more appropriately scaled. So that's where I started with them. But of course, now we are getting a new Black Series R2. So thank you, anyways, for the channel support. Okay. Let's see here. We've got an hour 53. Just a few more moments here. I'm going to finish up this leg, and then we'll do recent pickups, and then that is where we will end the stream today. So I'm going to finish this leg here. Just got a couple more steps to go. Do recent pickups, and that'll be it today. So, not Obi-Wan, you were right. Couldn't finish the model kit. I blabbed too much at the beginning. It's my own fault. But if you guys know me, and the people that know me in real life know that I am a jabberjaw. So, I can keep going. I can just talk about the most random stuff. And like I said, I was buying time because this kit was intimidating, although now that I'm building it, it's really not that bad. I don't... it's definitely the most complex Bandai model kit I have built for Star Wars, but definitely not the most complex I've built just in general. Okay. So D116 now. And D239. This one goes like that. And then this piece fits right over. All right. Leg, almost. Just gonna do the foot here, so D238 and D228. Foot and D228. Exactly, Fig. I've built one master grade Gundam model kit in my time, and that shit had screws in it and all sorts of other stuff, and I was like, what is this? But I got it done. And then unfortunately it took a shelf dive and shattered. One of the most heartbreaking moments in my model kit building career. Psycho, is it your first time playing those Batman games? Those are incredible. And Eric, Kotobo Kia figures, 1/10 scale is, that's 7-inch. That's not 6-inch. So I don't collect them because they are not 6-inch scale. Yeah, it was crazy. It was one of the cheaper ones, Ivan. It was the Goth Custom from 08th MS Team. One of my favorite mobile suit designs. And I think I paid like 50 for it. Something like that. Really wasn't like bad at all. So I was more than okay with spending that for a master grade. And this little foot insert in here is a little tricky. Why, Grievous? Why? Hands are getting sweaty. Whew. Yeah, rubber hydraulics. Or like on the Goth Custom, the hydraulic pieces are all individual, so they're like little beads you gotta slide on there. There we go. Okay. That was a little tricky. And lo and behold, we have a leg. Grievous's leg is here. So with that being said, well, how about... Ooh. Oh, yeah. So this is great. I'm already very happy with how this is turning out. So that's where we'll call it today on the build. I will finish this off camera. And don't worry though, I will be doing a review of it as well. Going through the details, showing you what you get right out of the package with no paint apps on it. And, you know, of course, a comparison to the actual Black Series figures. So before we go real quick, we'll do some recent pickups. Gotta get the icon going. Yeah, definitely the hardest part is over with. I think the arms and the legs and the lightsabers are going to be smooth sailing after this. But yeah, I will do a review of the actual figure once I've completed it, give you my thoughts on it and whether or not. And yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, Soup Dragon. But that way you'll be able to know whether or not it's going to be worth it for you and if it's going to fit in your collection or not. And then, of course, you can have this as a document of how frustrating it can be to build it. So, yeah, I'll finish it off camera, though. And, yeah, there'll be a review for it. So let's do recent pickups. I've only got Star Wars stuff this week, which is a little surprising. So, first things first... The good old Republic Commando Battle Droid finally showed up from GameStop. I was happy to get this one. And I'm going to shut down the alternate angle here. There we go. Spare my internet just a little bit. Hopefully it wasn't too laggy today. But yeah, so I got that. And I did open it. And I do like the way it looks quite a bit. It's got those nice piercing white eyes just like they do in the video game. And of course, I love droids, and I'll always take a uniquely painted battle droid, especially for one of my childhood favorite games. So, yeah, got the Republic Commando droid, got 2 of these. I'll also be doing a review of this one as well. So, of course, keep your eyes peeled for a review of that. Thank you, Zooboy. I appreciate that. Wicket is goated. Wicket is definitely amazing. And yeah, my other two pickups here are some I guess you could say clearance pickups, but I couldn't resist the $20 Dark Troopers from Hasbro's eBay shop. They were $20 a piece with free shipping, so I picked up two more Dark Troopers because they are great figures, and for 20 bucks, I felt that was more than worth it to pick up two more of these. So now I have 4 Dark Troopers total. And yeah, couldn't be happier. One of my favorite releases of recent memory, and for only 20 bucks, you can't go wrong with picking up a couple more. Love army builders, and I just absolutely think the Dark Trooper is just an incredible Black Series figure. So now I've got 4 total. So I've got one that's punching Din in the face on the display, and then now I can have the rest of them squatted up around Grogu, maybe flanking Moff Gideon. Maybe if Justin 3D prints me a Dark Trooper Pod Bay or something. You know, I've got some options now. But those are my pickups. So really short, simple, easy week. Just Star Wars stuff, which I was, you know, not opposed to. It's always nice to actually get new Star Wars. I didn't pre-order Scorch, so I'm waiting to find that one out in the wild. But otherwise, yeah, it is nice to actually finally have a new figure here. So, new Battle Droid, $20 Dark Troopers. Looks like Return of the Jedi Boba Fett is 23 bucks on Amazon, which is great. And that's honestly crazy, David, because I feel like you have you get some of the figures are incredibly discounted, and I'm just like, how? But then Dark Troopers over here are regularly discounted, but over by you it's not. So it's weird, because even right now I think the Dark Troopers are still only $23 on Amazon, so they're still on a pretty decent discount regardless. Yeah, Scorch release date is 3/14, so hopefully he will come quick. Yeah, I'm not sweating finding it out in the wild. I've stopped pre-ordering the GameStop figures because they're so easy to find. And yeah, actually, this Battle Droid was the last Gaming Greats that I put a pre-order in on. So from this one forward, I haven't pre-ordered any Gaming Great figures. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to have any trouble finding Scorch. We have a large number of GameStops in our area. It's just a matter of time. And just real quick, I loved this week's episode of Mando. It was fantastic. Absolutely awesome. I loved all the lore, and I loved seeing Bo. And Lil Hank, as soon as I get him in my hand, I will review them for you. But I pre-ordered them from GameStop because they had a release date of March 1st. Obviously, they have not shipped. I don't think they've shipped for anyone. So, looks like, unfortunately, that GameStop release date was a bunch of baloney. Let's see. Nate, what do you think about the Probe Droid building a Hoth setup, and it's $35 on Amazon? I love the Probe Droid. It's obviously barren on accessories, but it has a lot of paint. It's got some great articulation for all the little different claws and stuff, and it's pretty big. So, I mean, it was 30 bucks when it came out, 35 right now. I'd probably grab it because I could see the Probe Droid being one of those figures that once it's finally really sold through, it's going to skyrocket. Some of those droids just shoot to the moon. So, I'd pick it up. I would say just pick that one up. But yeah, Zooboy, that is a really big reason as to why I did stop pre-ordering from GameStop especially like with Scorch, I think with shipping and everything in total, almost like $40 for that figure. So that's kind of a hell no for me. So I'm confident I'm just gonna get it in the wild. Yeah, oh snap! I do have the Jedi Survivor droids. I have both of them. If you'd like, there's reviews on the channel if you want to check those out. And yeah, like Afra's droids, I remember seeing them endlessly, and I'd look at them and I'd be like, "Wow, these are really cool." Put them back on the shelf, and then yep, just one day I was like, "Oh, they're both $80 now on eBay and Amazon." Great, love that. Love that. Yeah, 37.88. That's a tough pill to swallow. I will not lie. That is a tough pill to swallow. And right, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, Fig. But yeah, and again, that's also what plays into this is I've had no problem, even though I pre-ordered all the members of Delta Squad previously, I've seen them all in stores countless times. So I ain't worried about Scorch. What's up, Joseph? And Delta Squad is super, super rare in stores in my area. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. And yet, I still need 000. I do have the other droid, whose name escapes me at the moment, the Astromech. Bandai Model Kit actually has a 000 kit, though. And I do have it on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, but it's been one of those that I've had it on pre-order for like over a year, and it's never shipped, so I don't know if that's going to be one of the ones that was actually just like, nope, just kidding, we're not going to reprint this one. But I'm keeping my pre-order, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because if I could get the Bandai model kit of 000, I'd be happy. Yes, BT1, thank you, BT1. BT1. Yeah, have BT1 standing next to Afra now, which is awesome. And I love that 000. And that's true, Fig. Although I've heard stories of people pre-ordering in-store and getting their pre-orders canceled. So it kind of makes me a little nervous. Makes me a little nervous for sure. And yeah, Psycho, that... I have to imagine if you ordered that new Gamerverse Spider-Man from GameStop, it would have to be like pushing $50 at least. Like, probably like 45, I would have to imagine. But, yeah, well, a little over 2 hours here into the stream. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me today. I know this was definitely more of like a laid-back, chill stream. And, you know, we didn't have Justin this week, and Luke could only stay for a little while here, so it was nice to just have a chill stream here and build a little bit of this Grievous model kit, but look forward to the full and final review. That should be coming out at least sometime soon. I'd probably say I'm going to have a review up for the Republic Commando Battle Droid before I have one up for the Grievous model kit. So expect the Black Series review before the model kit review. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone who showed up today. I know this is different from what we normally do, so I appreciate everyone still turning out. We had a pretty nice turnout today, so thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks everyone who supported the channel in a more direct manner through the super chats. Those really help us out, keep the lights on, buy new equipment, and just in general pay for the day-to-day operation of this channel. Because, yeah, you got to pay for that editing software. That's one thing. Side little tangent here. Monthly payments for editing software, awful. I miss the days of just being able to buy it and you just have it. But now all the good editing softwares make you pay a monthly fee. And it's lame. I hate it. I don't like it. Joseph, the Morbid Angel concert has not happened in my town yet. Morbid Angel plays in my area in April sometime. So I'll be seeing them relatively shortly, and that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for joining and hanging out with me today, everyone. I shall see you in the near future in the video form. And again, next week, we'll be streaming right here, same time, same place. But we're going to have good old Fig Fury on. And we're going to be talking all sorts of things, action figures. So that'll be a fun conversation. And yeah, with that being said, thanks everyone. And I'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take it easy.